I will explain to you this morning why 99.9% of people worldwide do not own any XRP. Additionally, I'll discuss why this is so significant, much more significant than I believe the majority of people seeing this video at this now realize. Since this is an XRP channel, it should come as no surprise that the majority of my podcast listeners have some XRP. You might feel like a fairly fantastic person by the end of this movie because of some of the facts we're going to discuss. Initially, I would like to discuss the number of people worldwide who do not possess any XRP at all, not even 1,000, 2,500 or more. Not at all, not even one XRP or two XRP, but any XRP. As of right present, it is estimated that 4.82 million wallets contain at least one XRP. All right, I appreciate the information. These wallets demonstrate how many people own multiple wallets. Switch wallets come in many different varieties, accessible today.
All right.
You can find a lot of folks on platforms. Furthermore, we may observe that according to several September X posts, just 0.06% of people worldwide truly own XRP money. The quantity of wallets provides us a very decent sense of what's happening, albeit it's difficult to say for sure. Based on the statistics, Grow believes it is reasonable to assume that no more than 0.1% of the entire community is guilty. XRP is owned by everyone on the planet. This implies that the majority of people you speak with, even if you were to interview 100 random people, would not be carrying any XRP. This holds true whether you're at an XRP meeting or something else. The topic I will discuss next is Bitcoin. Since Bitcoin is the most widely used cryptocurrency, it must be owned by many people. As a result, Bitcoin appears to provide us a sense of how quickly and how large XRP may expand. Since its inception, Bitcoin has undoubtedly changed hands numerous times. As well as 1 p.m., it's likely that XRP will be able to accomplish something similar in the future given its current market positioning. Based on the statistics currently available, it appears that between 1% and 1.33% of people worldwide own some type of Bitcoin. There are probably 100 times as many XRP users, which is a significant number of XRP users. According to one analysis, there is a lot of space for growth for both Solana and Ethereum. The speed at which prices shift when the acceptability curve begins to move in a particular direction has already been demonstrated. A 2024 Pew Research Center survey found that 17% of Americans have purchased, sold, or utilized cryptocurrencies. It's here. That represents 17% of the US population in 2024. I don't believe that this statistic represents more than 25% of Americans, even if it has obviously increased somewhat, particularly in light of this year's events. And this is the global hub for investments. All right. The United States of America will be far ahead of all other nations in this scenario. At this stage, we might see figures that are comparable to or identical to those in more industrialized nations like Europe, Canada, and Australia. However, they probably won't be as high because, let's face it, the majority of innovative ideas and technological advancements take place in the US. Furthermore, there are numerous regulations pertaining to cryptocurrencies in China and other comparable nations. So, tang the most of. People in such nations are unable to utilize it due to the current laws. People's present money will be worthless if they don't start collecting cryptocurrencies. People will need to start collecting cryptocurrencies as a result, in my opinion. Let me take a moment to explain. We'll discuss that later, but for now, let's assume that XRP can gain the same level of popularity as Bitcoin, which is currently held by many individuals worldwide. Many people have expressed interest in the field of ecology has expanded 100-fold. The valuation of XRP shows that it is currently valued $179 billion. The market valuation would likely be between $10 trillion and $17 trillion rather than $179 billion if we multiply the number of holders, active ecosystem participants, institutional adoption, and all of these other elements by 100. This is yet another factor that could cause the price of XRP to rise from its current level of about $3 to $300 per coin. In addition, I do not believe that this is an entirely improbable event that will occur within the next 10 years. 2 massive bull markets will occur. The Federal Reserve will print a lot more money, which will lead to much more insane inflation in the US and around the world. Many individuals worldwide are aware that their money is depreciating and that they must abandon the current monetary system. And with that, I reach my next point. It's quite incredible that you guys now have any XRP at all. We are all aware that the euro is counterfeit money, regardless of what anyone says. The dollar is to the United States what the yuan is to China. The Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, and Japanese yen are all equivalent to the Korean won. Every single nation on the planet accepts these currencies. The government will continue to print money, which will devalue the dollar and increase its debt. Without a question, They will eventually be unable to repay their debt and their nation will collapse like all past kingdoms. In the past, purchasing gold was the only method to prevent this kind of situation. That being said, consider the following. This implies that if you choose to purchase $1 million worth of gold to safeguard your savings, you will need to carry a significant amount of gold with you wherever you go. If someone wants to take it away from you, it's simple. You can't send that away. Now, with that much money, you realize you can't accomplish anything right now. Indeed, in contrast, XRP is not only extremely light, it weighs nothing, but it can also be sent immediately to another nation. Its value doesn't decrease because it can't be created any more than what is now available. There is no need for concern at this time. It's better than money, though. Since the US is the global hub for technological advancement, Americans were the first to discover this. In addition to having average IQs that are higher than the rest of the globe, people in areas like Europe, Singapore, and Dubai are also more aware than most that the financial systems they have been utilizing for hundreds of years do not work for them. For this reason, they are delving deeply into these highly developed technological fields. One example is the lengthy history of printing money, putting money on paperbacks, and doing all these other insane things. When you examine the operations of the Roman, Dutch, British, and, most recently, Japanese countries disassembling, it is evident that this is going place. The only people who could understand that the issue has to be resolved are those who are blind and unwilling to learn about the history. All right, for precisely this reason, the concept of cryptocurrency was conceived. Never forget that it's money. It goes beyond simply abandoning this dysfunctional system. It's also a chance to improve your financial situation.